Okay, I was going to make a complete video on doing these rakers. I've done a couple of little videos just showing me grinding the raker with a grinder, but I'm going to show you my process anyway, start to finish. So I always start the process of setting these rakers with a grinder by doing one raker with a file and a gauge, and I get it set so all my teeth, they're all ground to the same length. I mean, because I'm grinding and sharpening so many chains, I can't have one tooth longer or shorter. I just grind them all the same size. But as you see, that raker's a little bit above that depth plate, so I just put it on there and I set that raker. So I just work it down flat to the depth plate. You can see that raker's now set. And I do both sides. So I do that one, and then I switch over and I do the left-hand cutter. Now your right hand one's done and your left hand one's done. Now I use one of these little depth plates. The reason I like these depth plates is because of the angle that it puts on your raker. As you can see, that right there on that raker is actually angled. And I'll set up here and I'll do one with the other style depth gauge, which is like this. This is just an Oregon style depth gauge. And when you put it on here, and you can see it's catching, run your file across there. When you look at this raker, that is a perfectly flat profile across the top. It just might just be me being picky, but I would assume that this more matches like the round factory style. So I don't know, just personal preference, I guess. I prefer those little plates. They're great. I just stick them in my pocket and carry them with me while I'm out and about in the woods. Plus these have much different settings. They have, 25 thousandths, they got 30, and then he's got 32 and 40 thousandths. So you can use them to set in various, whatever depth you want your rakers to be. I just set an old bar in a bench vise, and that's how I get that set. So anyway, I'll take you over to the grinder and I'll show you how I finish this up. Okay, so I'm going to do the left hand cutters. I got my that tooth that I filed in there that I set the depth on, so that one's set 25 thousandths. So now what I do is I set it in my grinder, and now you set your grinding wheel to just match your cutter, or your raker, I mean. So we're slightly above there. I just take the adjustment and I adjust it and bring it down till the wheel just kisses that raker. Now when you spin this around and you do every every raker is going to be set to the same depth because you indexed off that one that you hand filed. So see how it just kisses? That's my hand filed one. Now you just rotate it around, grab your next raker. I mean, you can see this process is extremely quick. This chain that I'm running here is this is an 84 drive length chain for like 24-inch bars. So I mean, this whole process is super quick. I mean, I can do 3 or 4 rakers and the time it would take me to do one hand filing. So I mean, to me, this is the way to do rakers. It obviously helps that I'm doing this on an Oregon 620 that has the hydraulic lock. So see, now I'm done with the left hand one, but right there's the right hand one that I had filed with the depth plate. So what I do is I always set my grinder a little high, and then I just adjust the adjuster, work the adjuster down until that wheel just kisses that tooth. Now what I didn't say earlier is there is actually an angle adjust on your head. You can see my head back here isn't sitting at 90 degrees. So I adjusted that wheel profile to match that angled profile on that cutter. So I'm set at, I don't know, about 78-ish degrees, matches that angle that little depth plate does. So then you just spin it around to the next raker. Now every raker is going to be ground exactly to the same profile that first one was that I hand filed. Like I said, the process goes really, really quick. Certainly speeds it up a little bit because I'm using one of these hydraulic lock grinders, but even with a standard manual lock like 510 or 520, it's not a bad process. So anyway, hope that helps. That's how I do it. I know there's various ideas on it and all that, but it's what works for me. Hopefully that's helpful.